Thinking of moving to Marathon, Florida, here in the beautiful Florida Keys? I'm here today to give you my pros and cons to living in Marathon, Florida. Hi, my name is Angela Palma, real estate agent with Location Real Estate. I am living, working, and building in Marathon in the beautiful Florida Keys. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below and or locate my information in the description below. Now, without further ado, my pros and cons. So a few of my pros: obviously, the tropical climate here in Marathon is absolutely beautiful. Year-round, we have amazing weather, and generally it's going to be between 65 degrees at the low and to 90 to 93 degrees at the high. You will drop down in the 50s sometime in the year, which we call our winter time, and you may happen to see an iguana fall off a tree or a local in a complete ski outfit like you would be on the slopes. But it's just something funny here that we notice with the locals. However, most of the year is very beautiful. We do have a rainy season here, which would be during our hurricane season, which I guess you can say would be one of the cons here, that we are a hurricane climate. However, the last hurricane that we had here was in 2017 on September 10th, and that was Hurricane Irma. Since then, we have been blessed not to have a hurricane. A definite pro to me would be some of the attractions that Marathon has to offer. Sombrero Beach stands out to me. It's a beautiful beach here in Marathon that is public with free parking, has bathrooms on site and outdoor showers, a volleyball court, and a play area for the kids that is shaded from the sun. It's an amazing beach, and we're very fortunate to have it here in Marathon. Most often when you think about the Keys, you think about the water, being on the water on a boat or fishing. But as an alternative, Sombrero Beach is amazing for your non-boating days, or for those of you that just may not want to access the water through boat. Some of the other local attractions would be the Aquarium Encounters here in town, as well as the Turtle Hospital and Crane Point. The Turtle Hospital does have these incredible turtle releases. They go to Sombrero Beach sometimes and offer this amazing experience to the public to see these beautiful endangered sea turtles, release them back into the water. It's a truly incredible experience. If you have yet to do that, I highly recommend it. So pros would be some of those local attractions. And the next pro is definitely the access to our beautiful waters here in the Keys. The Keys are surrounded by the beautiful ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Gulf. There are plenty of activities that you can do here year-round, whether it be a motorized vessel or non-motorized vessel. Getting on the water, there's no shortage of activities with paddle boarding, jet skiing, kayaking, or going out there on your boat. You can easily access the Sombrero Lighthouse from Sombrero Beach. You are able to go fishing very close by, especially if you're with the family and you don't want to go very far out. You have the capability of going a couple miles offshore and catching those beautiful yellowtail, maybe a mahi-mahi or a grouper. And we have access to the gorgeous 7-Mile Bridge, which is historic and famous here. You can go tarpon fishing along the bridge and charter a boat for the day. There are so many endless things that you can do here in Marathon that you will fill your days, really weeks or months with, or if you live here full time, all year round. Also, access to the sandbars that we have here are absolutely amazing. So if you don't want to go to one of our local beaches here called Sombrero Beach, you can go on your boat and access these sandbars and be private, exclusive, beautiful water. You're able to go snorkeling out there and have access to beautiful sand and fill your days there all day. Definitely leading into another pro would be the amount of amazing seafood that we do have here in the Keys, pulling from our own waters, able to go to our local fisheries here and restaurants and having that stone crab, grouper, yellowtail dish. Or even if you go out chartering for the day or fishing on your own boat and you catch your own, bring in your cooler full of fish, and some of our local restaurants here will cook that for you and your family. So amazing options here for seafood at our local restaurants. Some more pros for you, definitely a small town here in Marathon, less than 10,000 people here. And we have so many amazing things to do in our small town. So just to name a few, since I'm really not going to give you a list of 1 through 5 here, but it's more just talking about all the pros that we have here. There's endless amounts, so I'm just going to touch base on a few of the ones that I consider. So small town, we do have 2 grocery stores here. We have Publix and Winn-Dixie, which are very close to each other, makes it very convenient for you to go grocery shopping. We have a Home Depot in town, which is absolutely amazing. The fact that you can access a Home Depot and not have to order those materials online is just a lifesaver. And if you do own a home here, you will find yourself in Home Depot probably once a week. I know myself because that's what we do for fun in our family with our kids, and we go to Home Depot. And, we get that shopping cart with the double, and they get to drive themselves around and fill up our cart with Home Depot items. So definitely a hot pro here is Home Depot. All the other keys tend to come to Marathon to go to Home Depot, so we are one step ahead of you. Another nice feature to a small town is that you will know your mailman, which is amazing. So if you ever move in town, they would be happy to bring your mail to you, and just knowing the locals here and getting along with each other is a super pro in my book. And just to touch base on some of the pros for the infrastructure here in Marathon, we do have access to a private airport that last year saw between 60 and 100,000 passengers fly in. So if you are a private pilot and or a family who is flying privately, Marathon gives you an amazing opportunity to access our city by allowing you this private airport. We also have a hospital here in town and an amazing police force and firefighters that keep our town safe and clean and friendly. And just to wrap it up with our pros here in Marathon, I personally see this every day, where we truly are the heart of Marathon here in the Florida Keys. We have an amazing community support with families. It's very family friendly. You have access to an abundance amount of activities for the children here. If you want to get involved, there are things for the children to do between going to all the parks or participating in sporting activities or a dancing school. We have a beautiful new library here in Marathon, as well as new parks coming, being renovated. We have Sombrero Beach here with an amazing park and volleyball and access to the bathrooms on site. It is just truly incredible for families. I can't speak highly enough, and I know because I have children and I do it myself. So now let's jump into some of my cons. Once again, the cons here in Marathon are very challenging for me to come up with and speak about because it is a very lovely place to live. But like anywhere, you will have your cons. So the number one for me is definitely the cost of living. Your average home here as of today in Marathon will cost you just shy of $1 million on average. And definitely the cost of supplies and labor are much higher here, since remember we live on an island, versus comparing prices to the mainland. So when you are considering a move to Marathon, just keep in mind that the cost of living here between the property, your supplies, and your labor will definitely be higher than the mainland. Marathon is a very hot, humid, and wet climate during the hurricane season, which will attract the mosquitoes and the no-see-ums. So leading to my next con would definitely be the mosquitoes and no-see-ums. Most of you are already familiar with mosquitoes and have experienced that lack of pleasure. However, you may not be familiar with the no-see-ums. They are these tiny little bugs and you can barely see them, hence their great name that they carry, no-see-ums. When you move to Marathon, you would definitely experience these bugs. When it is a still day with no wind, they will for sure accompany you during your outside activities and sometimes can drive you back indoors. Luckily, the Keys does have a wonderful company, the Florida Keys Mosquito Control, and they do a fantastic job about controlling the mosquitoes here and trying to eliminate the attractions that the mosquitoes may have, such as standing water. They're very kind, and if you call them, they will do their best to assist you on your property. But definitely the no-see-ums are my top con for pest, and if you have sensitive skin or you just seem to attract these type of bugs, they will be on your con list as well. Some more of my cons would be thinking about busy holiday weekends here. We have a lot of tourism, which means heavy traffic on our roads. Primarily, there is one road here that everybody has access to, which is US 1 or Overseas Highway, and that on average sees about 20,000 cars per day. So as you can imagine, it is very busy, and when you have an amazing holiday weekend like Memorial Day or 4th of July, you will have much activity on these roads and increased volume. You obviously have to be very careful out there and pay attention. Plus, think about boating as well. So you will see plenty of boats being trailered back and forth from the mainland to their properties here, or if they're coming in to visit tourists, you will see many boats in and out. So the roads not only has a lot of vehicles, but they have vehicles with boats. So definitely a con to me would be the heavy traffic. Leading into another con is contradicting what I said earlier with the small town. There are definitely pros to a small town and there are cons to a small town. So a con to a small town would be lack of shopping opportunities. And if you want to access your high-end shopping, you definitely need to make a trip up north to Miami, which from Marathon will be about 2 to 2.5 hour drive. So a con to access the mainland for endless amounts of shopping would be a far drive for you and leading to another con of heavy traffic, and sometimes it can take a little longer. Definitely small town, you only have select options of restaurants here. So if you are a big foodie and you like the culinary scene, I wouldn't say Marathon is for you. However, you can drive to the mainland or south of us, 1 hour away, will get you to Key West, which then opens up many opportunities. And speaking of Key West, it is a pro that we're only an hour away from Key West. And Key West can offer you those amenities that Marathon cannot. For example, Marathon does not have nightclubs. So if you are wanting to go out there and enjoy a nightclub atmosphere, venture south to Key West, and you will have plenty of opportunities there. And to finish off with one more con would be the availability or lack thereof of schools here in Marathon for your children. We have a public school system here with 1 elementary, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. There are no options here for private schooling for your children. However, we are a very tight-knit community here. We have many outside of school activities for the children to become involved in, and obviously all the endless amounts of water activities and year-round beautiful weather to keep these kids busy. Thank you for watching this video of moving to Marathon, my pros and cons. Remember, these are coming directly from me. Yours obviously may be different, but I hope that this could guide you in your decision of whether or not to make the move to Marathon, Florida, here in the beautiful Florida Keys. Thank you so much. If you have any questions about the market, real estate trends, or just in general my pros and cons of what I like to do on a daily basis, please feel free to reach out to me directly. Comment, see my description below of all my contact information, and I hope you have a great day.